Hello, welcome. I'm going to play with this page out of Gnome Sweet Gnome by teresagoodridge. So again, I am doing a Gnome event in my Facebook group, so I thought it would be fun to do another page. However, this one is going to be for the marker lovers, specifically alcohol markers for me, but you do you. These are the Taotree 101 colors. I know a few of you ordered them and have asked me to do a page or two with them, so I am going to start getting my marker pages in. So for you marker lovers, welcome. Hope you subscribe. I know I am kind of more of a Prisma girl, but I do some things with alcohol markers. It just never seems to be on video. So for this page, I am going to stick with the basic yellow flowers just because I want to show you how to blend markers. And this was like the biggest page with the biggest areas I could find to blend. So starting with 34, 35, and 38. If you are following along with Taotrees or on another page and want the combo, what have you. I still may come back and go over these with pencil and just show you how I do pencil over marker, but we will see. I'm going to go ahead and stick with just getting some yellow in for now. So if you want this to be a full color along, let me know in the comments and I can do that. I will make it a part 1 and so on. And if not, we will just have ourselves a little marker play, color and chat kind of thing. So I start with my darkest. I start with my darkest so that I can blend to my lightest. If I feel like I've put my lightest down and then work to my darkest, I got to go back and blend it out anyway. So saving myself a few steps. So I'm going to do this other big flower right here in the corner. And to start with, I'm just going to go a very small circle out with my 34, which is my darkest. So whatever your darkest marker is. And I'm pulling out in the direction of the petals. So for those of you that are new to markers, alcohol and water are different. Water has a tendency to be a little more streaky, but they do not soak through your page. Alcohol will most always soak through your paper, but they are not as streaky. Not usually streaky at all once you get the hang of them. So just a couple. I am an alcohol marker girl myself. If you've been with me for a while, you will know I don't do a lot of marker in my books, but I do like them on PDFs. So I started coloring in 2017. I broke my hip and had a stroke dang near just about the same time. I did not break my hip because of the stroke, it was just convenient timing. So I started with good old Sharpies and Bics because that's what was at my Walmart and I was bored and I was stuck on my butt. And whatever their name brand little cheap sets of fine liners were, they're way expensive now, but these are what they looked like. And I just went to town with like the rainbow pages in the cheap books from like Family Dollar and things. I did not go all out. I didn't know what Prisma colors were. Nothing like that. So I joined a coloring group and met Miss Jamie over at Jamie's Coloring Love and slowly started discovering pencils. So probably about 2019, I found Prisma colors and that's pretty much where I've stuck. I do adore my Prisma colors, but I still like to go back to markers every once in a while. So I am trying not to scribble over my black lines too much just because I printed this out on my printer and I don't want to smear my ink. But I am going over that last yellow I put down and I'm pulling toward the end of the petal just like if I were using pencils. So blending markers has a lot of the same techniques and things as pencil. One of the main things I myself do is put your darkest down first. Okay. And so you will see I got a couple leaves peeking out the back. I'm going to go back with my one shade darker, not my darkest. And I'm just going to kind of make sure those stand out a little. And if you feel like you can see your circle of colors a little bit, which I definitely can, I'm just going to fix it up a little here and there. Again, if you're going over with pencil, that's not really an important piece because your pencil will hide that circle. But if not, you kind of want to blend that out if you can. Now, I am, like I said, a Sharpie and Bic girl, so I have not ventured to Copics or CaliArts or Hoo-Hoos or anything like that. I kind of just like my basic markers just because I don't do a whole lot with them. So I can't talk a whole lot on that, but okay, 35. Same thing, small circular motions over the dark I put down and pull upwards. So, due to the fact that there are so many flowers in this little area, I am going to switch up my colors a little bit, just so they don't all look exactly the same. Okay, I'm going to quickly touch up a couple spots with this orange I missed. And you'll see with that other color being wet, they just automatically kind of soak together, which is nice. Okay, my lightest color, again, over the top of that last color. You can even go down to your darkest and pull all the way up. Really helps get rid of those lines. If you can hear the snoring, that is my kiddo. It must have been a rough day at school today because I didn't even get a chance to put her to bed. She crashed out on the couch like a half hour before bedtime. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna let you go ahead and sleep there while I get some things done. Okay, so I'm just kind of putting some dark where these overlap just a little bit. These ones in the back. Okay, and then I will take my middle, which is 35, and just go right over where I put that dark down and help bring it out a little bit. Don't look so harsh. And I think we have some good looking flowers so far. So I am going to, like I said, switch up my colors a little bit. So I'm going to pull 33 and 37, and I'm going to go a little bit lighter of a flower, I think. So quickly, I'm going to make sure I have these in the right order so that I don't do exactly that. Okay. So again, I'm gonna, if I do pencil, this won't really matter a whole lot. They're gonna look fairly similar anyway, but okay. So that was 33, and then I'm gonna go 37. The April showers that bring May flowers are hitting hard, which I like. I don't mind the rain. But man, it was like snow one day, 80s the next day, rain the next day. Like, just bam, we're here. I did hear Wyoming and I do believe California are going to have a super bloom, which I would love to see. So, I have to get that foot better. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this one with my darker colors. So if you kind of want to plan it out, you can come in and you can, you know, put your darkest color. This one's going to be a dark flower. This one's going to be light, you know, just kind of do it that way if it helps you keep track of what colors are going to be on what flower? So 35. I was going to do the ice cream page, so I apologize for those of you that were ready to go for the ice cream page, and then I swapped it up, but I was really trying to find a page that had bigger areas to blend. I really wanted to show the blending of alcohol markers, and the Gnome book just has so many busy pages with tiny parts, it was hard to find one. I wanted to do the watermelon page, and then I was like, no, I kind of want to do that one in pencil. I have a watermelon combination I need to try out. Okay, so that's going to be a darker, so I'm going to do this one over here lighter. So this is 33. I don't know how many of you are going to follow a Taotrees, but just in case. Someone always asks me what I used later, and I'm like, I don't know. I have short-term memory. So again, just kind of quickly plotting these out while I'm thinking of it and have the marker in my hand. Keeping my combination separate, dark over here, lighter over here. That's just a personal thing I do. I do it with pencils too. I'm weird. All right. And then 38 is my lightest color on both. Now, if you Google, there are some beautiful sunflowers. There are like some maroon purple center ones, you know, like blood orange ones. There are some nifty sunflowers out there. You could really get creative on this. Again, I kind of was more going for the blendability of the page. All right. So there are my flowers so far. So quickly, I'm going to go ahead and show you reds. Okay, sorry about that. I had to swatch. So I'm going to go 15, 14, and 22 for my reds. When you are picking your reds, make sure you decide whether you want orangey reds or pinky reds. They do look cool together, but if you are trying to do, you know, like a barn red and you pick a pinky red, you might not like what you get. So I am going to do his hat red for the purposes of this video. Debating whether I want to alternate the stripes or just do it all red. I'm gonna go ahead and do my barn over here real quick while I decide what I want to do. Actually, yeah. So I'm gonna put this red right under the roof up here. This is my darkest. I'm gonna do a line under the window. So just like if I were putting shadows in with pencil, darkest color goes in the shadows. I'm gonna color the side of the window there. I will fix it with the brown. Okay, and I'm gonna do the bottom real quick here, turn it a little. Now I'm not going to do the downward stripes yet. So then 22 is going to be, let me double check that because sometimes I mix up 22, 14. They really look almost identical. So 22 is my next one. You could even put an orange in for highlights if you wanted. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with 14, which again, they look fairly similar. So not a whole lot of difference there. Not as precise with markers, as you can tell. Usually why I come back in with pencils. So this is my darkest color, and now that I have those in, I'm going to come in and darken my barn lines. And I actually am going to go even one darker. I'm going to pull a 2 and not use the chisel tip, probably. There we go. Just kind of darken up some of those areas again, because I changed my darkest color. That's a better barn. Okay, so still thinking on the hat here. I think I'm going to just start red. So keeping it to the edge of the hat, darker on the edges makes it look rounded. That'll be a little easier to see when I get it in. Trying really hard to skip, not screw up the pattern here. Okay, then I'm gonna go to 14, which might look kind of weird because it's my brightest color, but I'm gonna come back with my medium. Actually, kind of like it like that. Might bring my dark out a little more. But stay on camera here. That's the thing about marker. I have to twist and turn my page so much so I don't get the marker outside of the lines. As you can tell, I'm a big fan of the chisel tip side. Okay. Oh, and then I messed it up at the end anyway. If you are doing large areas with alcohol marker and you lift your marker, it will leave streaks like when you put it back down and start again. So just be aware of that. Just kind of gonna darken my edges a little more here. Again, this part you could do with pencils. Markers are great for base layering. I don't do a lot of marker on top of pencil, but I do like pencil on top of marker. Okay. Then this is 15. So when I'm building my highlight for this hat here, my goal is to keep my highlight in the center all the way up. Okay, and then that 14. We're to smooth everything out. Let me scoot this over a little, and then I won't feel like I'm like so crowded here. It's the only thing about a big old marker bag on my desk is I'm like, feel cramped. So we got a weird spot right there I'm gonna have to fix. But for basics, there is my hat. And you can see I went out of the lines everywhere. I'm thinking of going green. I just don't have my greens pulled. So let's play with a green real quick. So again, looking for a dark, medium, and light. I'm going to do my leaves darker, so I don't want to do the hat all in darker colors. Okay, so this is 50. I'm just gonna hide those red mistakes with my green. Okay, 56. Blend that red right out. Nobody will ever know. And 46. This is a brighter green. If you don't like the brighter green, stop with the first one. He is feeling like a little bit like a Christmas gnome in the garden here. That's okay. I don't exactly hate it. Alright, so there is our hat and our building and our flowers. So I feel like we are off to a good start. This is 21. And I am just going to put a little brown in my flowers here. So questions, comments, anything like that, please let me know. Anything else you would like to see or know? If I have an answer, I will surely help you out. So I will darken these browns, obviously. I'm just kind of putting it in while I have it in my hand here. Right. So there we are. Yeah, I hope to see you next video. Thanks for watching.